In our last video, we were able to create a student admin site, basically add the app to which was currently in our home app. We were able to add the students model, which you could modify. Now this is basically all a form is. So to a form you provide certain input fields and then you can choose to save or edit it. So if you were to look at this, you would very quickly notice that all of this is actually in a form, as you might see here. So this is a form which can send multiple types of data. Alright, so you want to know how we'll be able to create this kind of form. Well, to start with, let's quickly see how we will be able to modify this form. See how it changes how it displays. So to do that, the first thing we need to do, we need to go to our code, and we realize that this is where, for example, we had our student, this is where we had our mean. So to make it work, the first thing you need to do is create a forms.py file. Mine is empty, but there's really nothing special to it. You just need to create it if you do not have it. So let me just start from scratch. So if you don't have it, all you need to do literally is just create that file. That's it. So once you have it, of course, you need to import from Django. So you need to import what you need from Django so that you can actually make a form. Now next we need to specify the data for our form. So we are gonna call it student form. This will help us in the future when we need to work with these kinds of form. So since it's a model form, you're going to import from Django forms model form, right? So this tells Django that this is actually an instance of model form. Once we have that, we need to specify some metadata about this form. So literally, that's how we do it. We just specify meta and we provide the model. So the model in our case was student, right? But you haven't imported student, so let's get to that. So from, as we talked about, relative imports, so we're gonna import student, right? Great. Yes. Okay, awesome. So we got to import student. Now we have a form here. We want to specify what should be editable in the form, right? So to do that, all you do is specify the fields that will be available in the form. So we can start out with having, say, the full name and the email. That's what we want our form to operate with, right? Okay. So we have, I think I might have deleted the model. Our model here is just student. That's it. Alright. So let's make sure we are good on the formatting. Good. Now once you've done that, all you need to do is register this form here in the admin section. To do that, we just need to import from forms. We need to import the student form. To that. So we go right ahead here and create our class, which you're gonna call student admin. To the student admin, we are going to import from the admin module. You're gonna import the model admin. Okay. So once we have that, we're gonna specify that the specific form is going to come from student form. Once we had that, then we provide that detail here. So you might have noticed we hadn't provided it before. We just put it here. Before we looked at it, it looked something like this. something like that. So you just need to come in here and provide it as such. So such, right? So once we're there, we need to go, let's first see. Okay, so you're supposed to provide 2 blank lines. That's part of the PEP 8 that we talked about. Right, so once we've done that, we need to run our server. So our server is still running. Right, let's see how it looks like. Right, so now our form has changed and now it has only 2 fields. We're going to continue modifying it as we choose by going, for example, to our forms file. Sorry, here it is. And then we can add more fields. So here, for example, we had full name and email. So we can go right ahead and add something else, say age, and see how that would work out. So for that, we need to run our server once more. Come here, refresh it, voila. I have a new field called age. We can do this for as many fields as we wish. It might be possible that you don't know how to do that. So instead, we can choose which fields to exclude. That might make more sense. So in that case, you might choose, for example, to exclude the, say, last update field, right? So we might choose to not show that field, right? So server is still running. Let's go right ahead and refresh that, see how it shows up. Right, so now all fields show except that one. Okay, so let's get there where we have our student form and you are able to put it as a substitute in our admin class.